photos came also very late.
Can we just talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just you can sit here. Around 10.
Oh, cool. So you got it. Super.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Hi. So. How do I make it like? Oh, okay.
Full screen. I don't know. Sorry.
Technology.
Yeah.
I think they should download it.
Maybe we should download it and then can do it from here.
How long can you be yours?
It will be short.
Okay.
That's right. It has like you should have split.
Yeah, it's always longer than you think. But, yeah.
Okay, sorry, but maybe when I have it already. Okay, but it will just come. But you can say some words before it starts.
Will it take long?
I don't know. Is it big?
Frankie, can you just roll around?
Well, yeah. Anyway, so okay. So yeah, I'm Frankie, and I first got more involved with the issue of plastic pollution during my graduate collection. So I studied jewelry design, and I wanted to be making things but not contributing to so much waste, because people just sort of... Oh, sorry. Is it? Okay, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, so doing my graduate collection is when I first got involved, more deeply involved in the issue of plastic pollution. Yes, and so I studied jewelry design, and so I made everything out of waste plastic collected from the beaches, and also waste fishing nets that were donated to me. And sorry. Okay. So yeah, so I know it's not like massively revolutionary or anything, but I sort of wanted to, within the design field that I was in, I wanted to start talking more about this issue, because your environmental impact like often isn't a big focus for a lot of people within like jewelry design, or then also other design fields as well. But you know, you kind of make things, and then there's kind of often a very specific image of what sustainable or environmental design looks like, and so I wanted to offer another perspective within jewelry by transforming it so that people can be engaging with it on a more visual level, and then following that engagement you're then kind of more open to hearing about the other side of it, because I think sometimes people make things and it's about something important, but you've made something that doesn't necessarily look very nice, and then kind of people have to kind of work to care about it because they feel they should, instead of just being drawn to something from its look and then hearing about it afterwards, if that makes sense. Sorry. Yes, so then also I think it's like been shown in quite a few different contexts, and I think you can then maybe also reach some different people, because people aren't necessarily going to something that's billed as an environmental design show or something that's completely about the environment. It's more then about jewelry or art or something, and then it's an additional thing, and I think it's another way to engage people who might not necessarily be deeply passionate and seeking out those kind of topics already. Yes. So then within the Universal Sea project, I did an artist residency at the University of Flensburg, and so I kind of was carrying on making some more object-based pieces and working with plastic that I collected in the peninsula. Yes, and then kind of, whilst that was interesting for kind of the comparison of working with what you can find and like how to transform these materials and show that you can still make visually pleasing things without having to use brand new materials, I kind of then also, even if you're making stuff out of waste, you don't want to just carry on making more and more stuff. So I kind of wanted to explore some other ways of engaging people, because like jewelry or something, it's like an object and you can hold it, but then you can't really, I want to perhaps create something where you have more of an experience reaction, and it's not just something you hold and then you can put it down and it's over and you can just like forget about it. So carrying on with the fishing nets that I previously used, I started working on another installation, an installation made out of waste fishing nets, as, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
As I think it's quite a big, significant part of plastic pollution, but it's often one that is ignored or forgotten a bit more, like 'cause it's under the sea, and yeah, it's less directly in your face, as like when you go into a supermarket and everything's covered in plastic. Yes, sorry. Yeah, so I wanted to create something more ephemeral, so it was there and you could experience it more, and then it would hopefully create an environment where you would then be more contemplative and like open to thinking about plastic. And so at the Hybridart space, I have an installation with lots of waste fishing nets, and then I've dyed them and transformed them, and the hope is that people will kind of go and you can be in amongst the nets, and then kind of it's just, you can appreciate it on a more pure like interactive installation level, but then there are also small like facts or direct actions that you can take in your life that a UK charity provided me. And yeah, I don't know, I think a lot of environmental art, it's a good tactic, but a lot of it is often quite aggressive and like in your face, and then I know that people need that, but then if that's the only way, there are people who get tired of hearing the same angry things, or people just switch off. And so I think you can also have another approach that can work alongside that, which is more of a more sort of positive or softer approach, where you can be engaging them on a visual level or something beforehand, and it's more sort of food for thought that might stay in their brains longer afterwards. instead of trying to guilt people or like shame them into action, because I'm not sure if negatively making people do things always produces the best long-term outcome. Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Frankie. So, and then we have also Weronika. No? 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 And these kind of pecha-kucha presentations, just for some of you who don't know about it, this is always a short presentation, like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's and you just should bring some slides with you, almost without text. So it's a good format to get shortly introduced into a subject, and we chose this as well for our panelists. Yeah.
So I wanted to show you very shortly a very short overview of our institution and why it's this ecological involvement is so important also for us, for the Center of Polish Sculpture, which is one of the partners of the Universal Sea